Hey everyone! Welcome to the stream. I tried to set out or fix some of the audio issues just with low volume last time, so let me know how the volume is. It's super cranked today, so hopefully it's loud enough. But today we're going to be unboxing some really exciting stuff. I have my scissors there. Last time I set a stream goal. Actually, I'm going to set a new stream goal now. Let me go in and set a new stream goal. Let's say show a secret box from the stash. So what I was saying is last stream, I set the first stream goal to open up a super secret Japanese beverage, but I got really thirsty and I just wanted to drink it, and I was like waiting for someone to super chat, and eventually someone did, but I didn't want to wait. So today, the beverage of the evening, I really like this, by the way, the idea that every stream I'm going to try out a new Japanese beverage, or maybe an old favorite, and share it with you guys. But today it's new water. I can show it on this camera too. Aquarius new water. I've never had this before. I'm assuming it's like a Pocari Sweat style drink, but we're going to find out. And welcome everybody. Let me say hi to everybody. Hi Matt, hi Christian, Mithrium, hi Reiji, hi Picpla, Nicholas, Obi-John, Corvidae. Welcome everybody to the stream. It's like a mix. It's not quite like a Pocari Sweat. It's kind of like a mix of it's like halfway between Pocari Sweat and Gatorade, I guess. But it's nice. It's like just like a lemony, slightly sweet, refreshing drink. Gotta stay hydrated. Okay, so let me go through and see what everyone's talking about. Still working on the Master Grade F91 Gundam. It's tough to put together. I haven't done, honestly, this is something that surprises a lot of people, is that I actually haven't done a lot of master grades. I've only built 3, believe it or not. I've only built 3 master grades. I tend to find that I'm not as excited, because I like painting the most. I get kind of bored on that inner frame stage of like all these parts for this inner frame that I'm never going to show. So I tend to not build a lot of master grades, which is why I like the bigger old kits that have a lot of like just hollow on the inside. Anyway, guys, I have this giant box from Surugaya, but I also have an additional box that I got from eBay, and I have another box from Surugaya coming. I was thinking with this stream having to be postponed from the first scheduled date, that maybe the second Surugaya box would come, but it didn't. But it's still a big haul. It's a big haul with some rare and expensive stuff that I'm really excited to share. So we're going to be opening this in a little bit, but first I wanted to just check in on last week's stream. Update is last week, I think it was last week, right? Maybe it wasn't 2 weeks ago. Last week, I unboxed this Raiden armor from Gasaraki, and I've actually snapped it together, and I posted some Instagram stories about it, and I think I shared it on the Discord as well. But I absolutely like fell in love with this kit. Sorry, it's kind of dark over here, so you can't see it super well. But I absolutely fell in love with this kit. It's just a really awesome design. It has these cool like hatch opening gimmicks, and you can see the little pilot inside. Get the camera. There we go. There's like a little pilot figure inside. Of course, it really needs to be painted up. And the hatch opens from the front here too. It's really cool. I would describe it, to me, it feels kind of like halfway between like Machine & Krieger and Gunpla. But I really like the aesthetic. Thinking about making a little diorama with these, so I don't know. I loved it. It's the most, I think I said in my story, but it's the most fun I've had building a model kit for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe like all year. I don't know why. I was just building it and I was like, this is so much fun, versus some other kits that I was building lately that I felt were kind of like a drag. I don't know, but I highly recommend it if anyone can find one for a good price. Reiji says, new water is better than old water. Definitely. You don't want old water. Although I guess water doesn't really... I know people say water goes bad, but I feel like it doesn't really go bad. Pickplaw says, only Master Grade I finished is the Nemo. I have the same problem. Yeah, those inner frames really get to me. Corvide says, mood... Don't think I have enough room for a bunch of Master Grades, so I just grabbed Master Grades of favorite designs, eyeing Master Grade Vidar for when I save up more. RE100 is tempting. Yeah, so I love the RE100s because you get Master Grade size and a lot of times like external Master Grade detail, but you don't have to do all the inner frame stuff. We need high grade Gasaraki revives. That'd be cool. It has Sakura Wars vibes. It definitely does. Looking forward to see it painted. Yeah, so I am planning on doing some weathering tutorials. I know that's been highly, highly requested in comments and things for the channel. So I'm going to do a weathering tutorial and I'm going to feature this, I'm thinking, as the base kit that I do those weathering tutorials for. And I'm going to do like a general video. I've planned it out as like the 4 main principles of weathering, and I'm going to post that on the main channel. And then I'm going to post some like super detailed, hyper specific guides in the member section. So main channel will be like a general video, and then hyper specific will be in the member section. But I am planning on doing some really cool weathering with that kit. Matt says, love tactical armors. It's like if Tom Clancy wrote a mecha anime. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know anything about Tom Clancy, but I feel like it's probably more insane because Gasaraki gets pretty surreal. Kind of want Gasaraki on Blu-ray. New RE100 Denon Guy on P Bandai keeps calling to me. Yeah, that new RE100 looks really, really awesome. Do I consider the Gasaraki kits as vintage? I definitely do. What is it? It's from 1998. I think that definitely qualifies as vintage. Just going to answer a few more questions in the chat here, and then we're going to get started opening this box. Guys, let me know, by the way, if the audio is loud enough. I really, really tried to crank it on this stream. I would get a few comments of people saying the audio is way too low. So definitely let me know if the audio is loud enough. Let me know if it's too loud or if it's clipping or anything. But I think it sounds pretty good, but let me know. Matt says, I really, however, want Golf Force on Blu-ray. Actually, I've never seen... is it Galforce or Golforce? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's weird with the 2 L's, but I've never seen it. Out of curiosity, when you paint a kit, do you glue the seams together at the same time? I know most people do, but I'm nervous about doing it with my kits in case I need to repair a part. I will glue the seams together for sure. Usually what I do is cut up a kit. So I will like cut a lot of joints and points of articulation and modify things until like C-clips or pin them, similar to how you would do like a resin kit. And that way, after everything is glued and cemented together, I can still pull it apart and mostly paint everything separately. So that's how I do it. But I definitely do all the seams before I paint it. You have to. You can't do that after painting. Pick Plus says, don't want to support P Bandai. Good old Pete Bandai, Peter Bandai. Audio sounds good. That's great. Thank you guys for confirming. I have to say, for the Japanese beverage of the evening, the new water, the more I drink it, the more I like it. It's very refreshing. I don't know, I was feeling a little bit like thirsty and dehydrated, and it's definitely doing the job. All right, guys, we're gonna get started with the unboxing. And remember, I have a stream goal up at the top, and if we hit that stream goal, I will go into the secret stash and find something rare, probably that I haven't shown on the channel before, and share it with you guys. So I'm gonna move it. Well, actually, let's see if I can just cut it. I'm gonna have to move it off the camera to pull out the first item. Surugaya really packs this stuff super well. Guys, can I get a vote in the chat? Do you guys want me to start out for the first item and the first item only? A book or a model kit or a mystery item that is neither a book or a model kit? You guys vote in the chat. Book, model kit, or mystery. And that'll be the first thing that I open. Getting three mystery votes. It sounds like mystery is gonna win. And is that a surprise to anybody? But I started out this channel as a retro game channel, and then it expanded into Gunpla, because that's another hobby of mine. And now I just kind of talk about all my different hobbies. But on these live streams, I wanted to bring it back a little bit and get a little bit of retro game goodness in there, because we do love retro games on the channel. And so I got a good deal on this, but it is Gundam the Battle Master for the PS1. I really need to get a better light over here, but Gundam the Battle Master for the PS1, complete in box. And this game is basically like, if you guys remember, Gundam Battle Assault, really famous 2D fighting game on the PS1 from Gundam Wing in the West, Gundam Wing Battle Assault. In Japan, this game actually came before it, and there's a sequel as well, the Battle Master 2, but it's a little bit more expensive. But this one is like the precursor to Gundam Wing Battle Assault, and it's all different Gundam series. It's kind of like a Super Smash Brothers, where Gundam Wing Battle Assault is all Gundam Wing. There's a G Gundam fighting game that's all G Gundam. But this one is a mix of UC and alternate century stuff and all different kinds of stuff. So pretty cool. Let's see. Can you guys see it better? I'm sorry the lighting kind of sucks. I'll get a better lighting for the next stream of the desk over here. But I'm very excited about this. Maybe I will even play it on a future stream. I'm curious if I had to pay any extra tariffs. I did get hit with tariffs, and I can talk a little bit about tariffs really quick, but I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. But basically, my understanding was for packages declared under $100 in value, from Japan specifically, it's different for every country, but what I heard was, and this is all anecdotal, under $100 it was exempt from the tariffs. and I ordered a couple of packages that were like $70, $80, and I never got it with tariffs. Those are all from Surugaya. And then I tested it out. I wanted to test things out, and so I ordered a package that was $95, but after tax, it ended up being like $105 or something like that. And I thought it was all well and good. It all went through shipping and everything. But then the day before it was delivered, I got an email from DHL, and DHL said, hey, we have your package. You got hit with a tariff. There's this tariff you have to pay. It was like $35, and like, we're not going to deliver it unless you pay the tariff, and you have like X number of days to pay it, or we're going to dispose or return the item. So I had to pay it. So I think it kind of confirms over $100, you definitely get a tariff. Since then, I ordered another package that was much less. It was like $50, and we'll see if when DHL comes to drop it off, if I get it with a tariff. All right, next up, we're going to go to a model kit. And this is it's one of those weird looking model kits that I just absolutely love the aesthetics for, but there's a special reason that I got it, and I'm going to show you guys right now. From Victory Gundam. Guys, how do you pronounce this? Can you guys tell me how do you pronounce it? Shoku? Is it just like shock? Is it just like weird English for how to do shock? Is it like shoku? Shoko is the katakana is shoko. Shoko. So, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to actually open it up. This is sealed, by the way. This is like brand new sealed. Or is it? No, it's like retaped. I think it's retaped by Surugaya. But anyway, I'm going to open it up because I want to show you guys why I bought it. Let's open this bad boy up. This is another kit that I think, first of all, look at that box art, guys. Look at that awesome freaking box art. But this kit comes with a stand and a little backdrop. So it comes with like basically the precursor to like a Bandai action base and this little old school like Hobby Japan style backdrop. And I just think that's so cool. So I really want to paint this up, weather it up, and do a little photo shoot of this model in front of this retro backdrop. I just think it's so cool. And there's like another painted up model kit there. It's just such a cool thing. And it comes with, yeah, so here's like the little action base and some clear parts and things like that. And an advertisement for my favorite, the rarest of the rare. I think the rarest maybe of all Gundam lines ever, the HGEX. I always say move over, Master Grade Extreme. This is High Grade Extreme. But the 160 scale Victory 2 Gundam. Very, very cool stuff. I love getting it complete in box with all the pamphlets and everything. Nothing better than getting all those pamphlets. Oh, and then look at that for a manual. It's literally just one sheet. But you get this nice art. Cool stuff. Nice bright orange. This will be a fun kit. I don't know, maybe I could even do some like weathering tutorials with that. When you get all of those smooth, sorry for the crinkles, all those like smooth curvy surfaces, they do really, really well with weathering. I'm gonna go back in the chat a little bit and just catch up on the chat because I've not been reading and keeping up. So I talked about the tariffs, Battle Master Great Fighting Game, Apparently Matt has played it. That's good to know. Gundam Battle Assault should make a comeback. Yeah, guys, I would kill for like a hand animated 2D Gundam fighting game. No 3D, 2D. It would never happen in a million years. Like Bandai would never do it, but I would love it because I love hand-drawn 2D fighters. Pay up the bill if you want to get your package. Yeah. Package held hostage. Bruce says, I haven't got hit with tariffs from Surugaya shipments, but I've only been ordering items that are considered exempt, such as music, films, etc. Unsure if mixed contents can impact flagging. That could potentially be it too. Junya Ishigaki was definitely on his A game with the mecha designs from that series. Yeah, Victory Gundam has some really underrated designs. Old school vibes for sure. The Victory 2 is another good Gundam design worthy of being GOAT tier. I love the Victory 2. Would love for a kit from those big mobile suits from Victory Gundam. Sergio says, have you ever seen the Dogorola from Victory Gundam? I wonder what a kit for that would have looked like. I'm not familiar with that one, Sergio. HGEX Otakuarium says, yeah, high grade extreme. The advertisements back there are so cool. And Reiji says, surprised we didn't get an RE100 rig Shoko since we got the Shoko. Okay. Speaking of Gundam designs, what would be your favorite Gundam? Like, hands down, it's the Gerbera Tetra. The Gerbera Tetra is my favorite. Favorite design, probably followed by the Sazabi. The Sazabi and then also the Gundam Gerbera I really like as well as the Gundam Mark IV, but definitely the Gerbera Tetra is my number one. Not American, but I heard something about things being exempt are not now, and that's causing problems. That's possible, Luna. Okay, guys, we got more items in this box. Now, this is a new one. I've actually never ordered anything in this series before. But it's actually, it's a Konpeki Gundam Guide. So Konpeki basically just means perfect in Japanese. Konpeki. And this is, I believe, who is this manufacturer? Yeah, this is by Dengeki Hobby. So my understanding is, so you know how there's like Hobby Japan magazine, and then they have the Hobby Japan like MOOCs, which are these like compendiums. They're more like books. I believe the Konpeki Gundam Guide Deluxe series is like Dengeki Hobby's version of the MOOCs. So it's like a more condensed guide. It's not a magazine, but it's a more just refined modeling guide. And it goes through certain things. This is interesting because it shows military stuff. Here, let's get it centered for the camera. It shows military stuff, Gundam stuff, of course. Lots of cool, like, weathering. Different styles of painting. They have aircraft. So, this is cool. Showing you, like, the mechanical, like a mechanical drawing of how, not really a mechanical drawing, it's just an illustration of how, like, spray cans work. Probably talking about how to shake them up, how to get different colors and shading and things like that. So I just love checking these out, and because it's a series that I've never picked anything up for before, I mean, that's, you know, it's always really fun to explore stuff that you've just never seen before, so that's why I picked this up. It looks really, really thorough. Super thorough. Oh, that's a cool little diorama there. Not really a diorama. Well, I guess you could say it's a diorama. With the missiles launching out there. That's a really cool little missile launching effect. So that's a nice little book from Dengeki Hobby. Ooh, nice. Some Patley or stuff. Really nice Zaku there. perfect grade Zaku. Ooh. Guys, you know when they have an O build? I'm just a sucker for that. And that's a gorgeous high grade version of the O. They did like, you can't really probably see it on stream, but they have like texture painting, kind of like those old school Kondo style models. Like Kondo or Kobayashi, like with that like little texture going on. Very, very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. So we're working up a nice little collection of items. And like I said, this is one of my biggest hauls ever. So we're going to have a lot to go through tonight. The next item is very special. The next item is actually the first, believe it or not, the first P Bandai item that I've ever bought. And of course it's vintage, right? This is an older item, but it's actually the first P Bandai item I've ever bought. And it's pretty obscure, and I actually didn't even know you could buy it as a standalone item. But I'm very excited for this one. And that one is, whoops, God, I dropped it. The Master Grade Balut pack. Is that how you pronounce it? I always have to check. Yeah, the Balut pack. For the Master Grade Marasai, you can also use this on a bunch of different model kits, but I built, so the Marasai, you guys were asking about my favorite Gundam design. Marasai is also one of my favorite. And the O, how did I forget to say the O, you guys? The O is one of my favorites as well. God, I'll have to do like a top 10 for you guys sometime. But yeah, Gundam, the Gerbera Tetra, the O, the Marasai, the Sazabi, and the GPO4. But anyway, I built the Master Grade Marasai. I fell in love with it. It's an amazing Master Grade. It's gorgeous. It has really great gimmicks and articulation, and it looks really cool. I do think it's a little bit too modern to my taste, but I want to see if I can do some modifications to it, make it look a little bit more old school, and maybe put this pack on it. That's interesting. I don't think it came with that. I think they must have added that. But this is pretty straightforward. Comes with a little manual here. No pictures or anything. It's just like raw construction. Oh, it shows you can use it with the Rick Diaz. You can use it with the GM. You can use it with the Zaku. And you can use it with the Marasai. And you can also use it with the Hyakushiki. So you can use it with quite a few master grades. And I just think it's like a cool little item that makes the master grade Marasai just a little bit more unique. So that is that. And we're building out the haul here. Let's go catch up with the chat. Let's see. Luna says Gerbera Tetra very much needs an official 1/100. 1000%. 1000%. I would scream if they made like an RE100 Gerbera Tetra. I don't need a master grade, just give me an RE100. The thing about the Gerbera Tetra is actually a pretty big cult classic. Like, I think G System made a 160 scale, and if something is popular enough to get like a G System 160 scale, you know it definitely has the audience for like an RE100 or something like that. Matt says like Gundam, like Dragon Ball Fighters version of Gundam Battle Assault. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking when I say like hand drawn. Although that is technically 3D. It's not hand drawn, but it looks pretty anime accurate. Speaking of Sosby, third party will make a real grade Sosby in 100. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not big on the third party kits of official designs. Like I'm not big on bootlegs like that. Um, do you have any new store tour videos coming up? I have ideas for stores that I want to tour. There's a couple of them, but I don't have any planned right now or any in the backlog. More specifically, referring to Gundam type mobile suits, like literally Gundam. For literally a Gundam, probably like the GPO one, or maybe like the Easy 8. Catching up with the chat here. Yes, I am saying we should get an RE100 Gerber Tetra Reiji. The Suku Suku Scratch ones are crazy. Yes, they are, Picpla. They definitely are. Lots of chat activity. The Big O. Yeah, we love the Big O. I would also put Crossbone Gundam up there. Picked up the HGDO. All very cool stuff. So I bought the 1/12 scale RX-78. I wish. I don't know where the heck I would put that. The O is such a beastly looking mech. The kind only Makoto Kobayashi himself would come up with. Absolutely. Matt, if you haven't seen it, look up the O2. So Kobayashi designed something called the O2, and it was never an official Gundam design, but he has lots of art of it, and it's like even more insane than the O, and I absolutely love it. And I believe there are some garage kits of the O2. Please do top 10 favorite Gundam mech, although more referencing actual Gundams, not mobile suits in general, just Gundams. Let's see here. Master grade Sazabi Verka almost done. Clear drying. Cool, cool, cool. All right, back to the box. All right, so this one again for the retro gamers. I did pick up another game, and I did pick up Gundam the Battle, Gundam Wing. So this game, we were talking about Gundam Battle Assault. This game became Gundam Battle Assault in the West. So Gundam Battle Assault is like a modified version of this game. I believe they made some like roster changes and things like that. But these actually started out as simple series games called The Battle, and that's where the G Gundam one is. I streamed that one on a stream, like a variety stream back. It was an earlier stream on the channel, sometime last year or the beginning of this year. I don't remember. But that was a G Gundam version. This is the Gundam Wing version. It's much cheaper than getting Gundam Battle Assault, the Western version. Like the English version is more expensive. But these games are so cheap. They were like $5-6 each on Surugaya. I couldn't say no. But yeah, pretty simple, basic little fighting game. But it's really fun as a fan of Gundam Wing. So excited to have that and play that. I'm curious what you guys think the number one like Gundam video game is. All right, we're approaching the end of the box. I got a couple more items to share with you guys, but we're approaching the end of the box. But I'm going to change, actually I'm going to change the stream goal. I don't know if I can change the stream goal from here. Let's see. Let's change the stream goal to open. Actually, let me just keep that stream goal. I think that's fine. Show a secret box from the stash. All right, anyway, enough bantering. very excited about this item, the Nimpulse beams. I have been searching high and low for GBWC legal beam effects. And the way that the GBWC rules are is they're super strict about using Bandai parts from other series. I think they recently made some exceptions that now you're allowed to use like figurized standard stuff in GBWC. I think that was for this year when I was reading through the official rules. But anyway, a lot of the best effects actually come from the Gundam action figure line and accessories for that line, which sucks because then they're not GBWC legal. But then I found out, thank you whoever just subscribed. I don't know why I can't see who subscribed, but thank you. But these have a nice variety of different types of beams. And since it is Bandai Gunpla, it's completely GBWC legal. So this will give me a really nice starting point for some beam effects. Yeah, they're a little bit small for what I usually do for like GBWC stuff, which is usually bigger than 1/144 scale, but it's really cool. And this is interesting, they're all clear too, which is honestly great for painting because you can do great transparency effects, whatever color you want. But yeah, I'm always looking for GBWC legal beam effects, explosion effects, things like that that you don't have to completely scratch build. I'm down to scratch build stuff. I love scratch building, but it's hard to scratch build sharp edges. Some people have joined the chat. Chloe's dad, sending love from the undergated. Dope haul so far. Can't wait to see what else you pull out. The Balut pack is a nice grab. Thank you, Chloe's dad. Or CD for short. If you guys have not, definitely check out the Undergated podcast. Definitely my favorite Gundam related podcast. They talk about other stuff. They talk about video games, manga, anime, Gundam, all kinds of cool stuff. But definitely my favorite. Just like really great vibes. I believe they traveled, or some members of the podcast traveled to Plamo convention, and they did some coverage on that, so that was really cool. I was also on an episode, like several episodes back, but I was on an episode and I chatted with them about Gunpla and stuff like that. But it's a really great podcast, so definitely go subscribe to them on YouTube, subscribe on like Spotify or like Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. But it's a great show. All right. We got one more item in this box, and then we have my second box from eBay, which is the rarest item of the night. So I'm very excited to share that. But for the last Surugaya item, this is a very special item. It's a bit of a sentimental item for me because when I first got back into Gunpla, it probably would have been like 2010, maybe? Probably like 2010, which is about 15 years ago now, which is crazy. I went to a little shop. I was living in New York City, and I went to a little shop in Chinatown, in this little mall, underground mall in Chinatown, that had all different like Asian import shops. So they had shops from Japan and Korea and all that stuff. And I picked up this model, and this is how I got back into Gunpla. And it's the Gundam Easy 8 high grade. Not the HGUC, but the original high grade. And I know the HGUC is technically better, but I think there's a lot of power to just being emotionally drawn to something and the excitement that comes with that. And so I'm very emotionally drawn to this model kit. And honestly, I was comparing them as well, like A/B comparing them on Dalong.net. And a lot of HGUC kits are like vastly superior to the originals. In this case, the Easy 8 is like a little bit better than the old one. They're not that different. They're almost the same proportion-wise and things like that. They're a little bit different. But this kit is very special to me, so let's take a look inside. And one of the things I fell in love with when looking at this kit back in the day, 15 years ago, does that count, guys? Getting old is crazy. Is it like a long enough time ago now that I can say like 2010 is back in the day? Is 2010 back in the day yet? I don't know, guys. You tell me. But anyway, the magazine shots. Not magazine shots, the manual shots are just awesome. And this one, this diorama, they've got like the foliage back there. They've got the ground Gundam. Everything's all painted up. It just looks awesome. Just looks really, really awesome. That's the kind of stuff you just do not get anymore. And it breaks my heart that Bandai doesn't do this in manuals anymore, but it just really gets you going as a builder that wants to paint stuff and do stuff in model conventions and GBWC and like really push your skill. It's just awesome that Bandai included inspiration for you right there in the manual. So I'm very excited to get to building this. Got that awesome backpack. They did some light weathering on it. You can't really see it, but they did some light weathering on the backpack here. It just looks fantastic. Really, really nice stuff. And as always, guys, from Surugaya, like brand new, mint condition, great prices, free shipping. I'm not sponsored by Surugaya at all. I wish I was, guys. I actually, when I was looking for sponsors for the show, for the channel, I reached out to Surugaya, but they just ghosted me. They just did not respond. All right, so I have one more box that has a very rare item. We're going to catch up with the chat really quick. Okay, so I asked everybody a little while ago what their favorite Gundam video games are, and I'm getting some different answers here. Also, Reiji says you should be doing a video tour of the Gundam base in Chicago this winter. That's a cool idea. PS1 Simple Series, best Gundam video game. Saying Zeonic Front. People are saying Zeonic Front on the PS2. Someone else saying Encounters in Space on the PS2 as well. Feels like Zone of the Enders. Zone of the Enders, that's also an awesome game. Reiji saying Bandai needs to release more beam effects as option parts. Yeah, they definitely should. Bandai really needs to up their like option parts. For sure, for sure. Drake Robotart says the beams are cool. Squirrel Hobbies. Welcome, Squirrel Hobbies. So, they said thank you for all the great content. It looks like a bunch of new people have joined. Core Zero says brings back memories. Some people saying love the box art. Yeah, the box art on this is awesome. I'm just going to move that over there so you guys can see it. Pre-2020 feels like back in the day. Yeah, give it 5 more years and 2010 will absolutely be back in the day. Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like 20 years makes it back in the day for sure. Elk Lady says never played a Gundam video game. That's crazy. There's so many Gundam video games. Okay, guys, I have one more box, and as a reminder, I'm doing a new feature for super chats where I have super chat goals, and if we hit that super chat goal, I'll do the thing in the goal. So this one right now, I have a super chat goal for show a secret box from the stash. I have a lot of rare kits in my model kit closet / stash. A lot of out of print stuff, a lot of obscure stuff. And yeah, I'd love to share it with you guys. But right now we have another box that I have to go grab with an eBay purchase. So I have this eBay box right here with a very rare out of print model kit that I'm very, very excited about. It's another one that I have a big emotional connection with, and I don't think I've ever talked about on the channel before. Ramy Bro says, hi, love your videos, big fan of your artistic work. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you to say. All right, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the last item of the night? Let's get to it. See, I gotta move this over here. I wish I could do it on camera, but I do not want to cut myself because it's a weird angle, and they put a lot of tape on this. All right. Are you guys ready? Can you guys tell what it is? There's no way anybody could tell. It would be insane if somebody could tell from the bottom of the box what it is. Ramy Bro says, do you think Gundams are going to get expensive, especially the Perfect Grade Gundam Unleashed? Definitely. The PG Gundam Unleashed that's coming out is like $700, right? All right, guys. Another very rare, very special kit. Brand new. Brand new. The Master Grade, High Grade 1100. But this is not just any Master Grade 1100. It is the special American, I believe it's American. I don't believe it's just like English. I believe it's the American variant. I could be wrong. It could just be the English variant. With the Gundam Skill Level 4 box design. But can we talk about this box art, you guys? Like, truly, I am becoming an old person because I am like, they just don't make them like they used to. But look at that gorgeous. This is an oil painting, by the way. A lot of people have said things like, oh, I love that like old school CG style. This is not CG. This is not computer graphics. This is an oil painting. And if you look really closely, if you actually have the boxes, or you do a high-res scan or something like that, you can actually see the texture of the canvas that they painted these oil paintings on. So this is not a digital painting. This is like an on-canvas oil painting. Somebody got their hands dirty and painted this freaking masterpiece. And it just looks awesome. Guys, it's sealed. It's sealed. I hate to open it. It's shrink wrapped. Now, before I open it, we're going to talk a little bit about this. So this kit on eBay, for whatever reason, is going for like $70 to $100. I don't know why it's going for $70 to $100. Well, I guess I do know why. It's because it's out of print. But I got a really good deal. This was already priced low. And then I messaged the seller and I said, hey, would you do it for this price? And they did. So I got a really, really good price for it. A really, really good price for it. But now I feel bad opening it. Just kidding. I don't care. We're going to open it. We're going to destroy the resale value. open it right here. Elk Lady, thank you for the super chat. Oh my gosh, I just scratched the box. I just scratched the brand new seal box. After I open this, Elk Lady, we're going to extend the stream. Instead of wrapping the stream up, we're going to extend with a mystery item. But I'm just going to set a new goal. I'm going to set the share mystery rare Gunpla from the stash. Gonna start another goal, and I'm just gonna keep extending the stream. So as many super chats as we get, I will keep the stream going until we stop getting super chats, and then I will wrap up the stream. But anyway, let's open this. Okay. Everything looks intact. Oh, and I didn't even tell you guys the story. So I famously told the story. I think I told it on when I was on Undergated Podcast, and I also talked about it when I was on Zaku Aurelius's channel, talking about my history with Gunpla. But basically, my Gunpla journey started out with a couple of kits, and this is one of them. I picked this up at Toys R Us back in the day, back in the 90s when they were first released, and I got the 1/100 God Gundam and the 1/100 Master Gundam. Now, I still have like a half-destroyed version of the 1/100 God Gundam, but I threw out the Master Gundam when I moved out of my childhood home. I don't know why. It was like kind of broken and beat up, and I said, I don't care for this. I regret it, so I'm repurchasing it, and I would love to get revenge on the kit, so to speak, and go back and paint it up and really do it justice. So these kits are interesting. So you don't really see this with Gunpla a lot, but these American releases, they actually had an instruction manual in English and the original instruction manual in Japanese. So Bandai obviously does not do that anymore, but they went ahead and they translated everything into English. Now, the English version of the manual is strictly construction, so there's no photos, no cool stuff, nothing like that. But of course, the Japanese version has awesome artwork, awesome painted shots of the kit, and the cool thing about this kit that the Master Grade does not do is the armor, I don't know what you call it, but like the cloak armor from the wings, it fully covers the whole kit and goes like all the way down to the floor. So if you did want to do this pose, this version of the kit is 100% the superior version. It's the better version of the kit, for sure. Then you've got more photos there. Yeah, you can see it right here. It goes fully down to the floor. So the wings are much bigger than on the Master Grade. And it's a bit bulkier. I prefer the design of this to the Master Grade. It's got a little bit more of a like, kind of goofy old school look, which I'm a fan of. So I am very excited about that. Very, very excited about that. Guys, today we're talking a big haul. This is a big haul. I was not lying in the thumbnail for this video when I said it's the biggest unboxing haul I've done so far. It definitely is. Now, we're going to do justice for Elk Lady, who so generously super chatted $10. Thank you again, Elk Lady. And I'm going to get something rare and exciting for this from the secret stash to share with you guys. Something I've never shared on the channel before. Yes, no anticipation. I dropped it right on the desk. We are talking the 160 scale Wing Gundam. The Wing Gundam Zero. So this is one of two 160 scale Wing Gundams. There's the perfect grade, and then there's this bad boy right here. This was a holy grail kit for a really long time. I know I talked about the HGEX line. I consider this kit like a spiritual successor to the HGEX line. It's a fantastic kit. Of the 160 scale no grades, this is technically a no grade because it's not HGEX. It's the best one. Not counting the HGEXs, this is the best one. It comes with an LED. It's awesome. We're going to take it out and show it to you guys because I've got it all built up right here. Also, before that, let's just take a minute. Another beautiful oil painting, box art, just absolutely gorgeous stuff. But this kit, look at the size of this thing. It is huge. And I'm going to pull out the manual as well because I definitely want to show you guys the giant manual. Look at the manual is huge. It's like the size of my head, bigger than my head. Giant manual. But you can just see like the Buster rifle compared to the size of my hand. It's like this is a pretty chunky model kit. And you can't really see it because I haven't panel lined this because I want to paint it. But it has an insane amount of detail. And when I show you the photos in the manual, you guys are going to understand. Let's catch up with the chat here. Elk Lady saying, I'm new to the hobby, so I want to see all the things. Obi John says this one has me jelly. Oh, we're talking about the Master Grade back there. Gundam has all of the wings. Yeah, Chunky Boy. Box art is amazing. Can't wait to see how the Master Gundam turns out. RE60 when... Dude, Reiji, if they did an RE60 line, I'm not even kidding, I would freak out. I would freak out. Like, that blew my mind. I've never even thought of that. If they did an RE60 line, I would freaking go insane. Let's go ahead and turn on the LED. So it's got this crazy LED that's a little bit too bright. I think it really needs to be diffused a bit, but it's cool. So it lights up these two pieces on the chest. It also lights up the center piece of the chest, and it can pretty easily be modified to send light up, I'm sure, with like fiber optic cable or some other way of doing it, or just like doing a jump off of another LED wire into the head. And then you have all these other clear parts inside the head that could definitely be lit up. So the LEDs are cool. I'm going to turn those off though. But it has the wings. The wings open up. It's got nice detail inside that you can't really see because, like I said, it's not panel lined. But those open up. The thrusters open up, which is cool. Sorry. These ones open up, right? Oh, these ones actually are not as cool. So these ones open up and they're hollow inside, which would be cool if you want to modify it. But on the God Gundam one, when you open these up, there actually are thrusters inside, which are pretty cool. But yeah, these open up. Sorry, these little shoulder pieces open up. It's got like just a lot of cool gimmicks. But what I'm going to show you is the manual, because here you can see the painted up version of the kit, and you can just see all those crazy panel lines. Like, it's crazy, crazy detailed. And so I like to refer to these kits as like the secret perfect grades, where you get a lot of that detail, but you don't have to build any kind of like crazy bananas inner frame or anything like that. It has a gorgeous manual. Really, really nice kit. And you can find these from time to time on Surugaya. I did get this one on Surugaya probably like a year ago. And do I regret it? Absolutely not. It was probably like between 120 and 150, which is definitely expensive. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely expensive, but completely worth it in my mind to get such a massive kit with like amazing shelf presence and all that stuff. Um, Corvide said, I wonder if the artist kept the original paintings of the box art or if Bandai kept them as part of the contract. I'm sure Bandai owns them. But maybe not. I guess the artist could have sent photos. Mr. Jahan says, I'm jealous of the rig Shoko. I can only pronounce it in Japanese. I have no idea how to say that in English. I like the proportions of the Wing Zero. Older kids tend to have wonky proportions. People are saying it's a cool effect with the LEDs. How would you diffuse it? Sand the clear plastic or apply a frost effect? Yeah, I think you could probably do like a frost effect on the inside part of the plastic that faces the LED. You could also do like a thin transparent layer of the same color of paint on the inside. Squirrel saying light kits cost so much. I make my own custom kit from Ollie. Yeah. Alright guys, so that's everything for the unboxing. Again, I have a super chat goal. And if we get a super chat for that, I can keep the stream going. But otherwise, I'm going to start winding down the stream. The super chat goal again is to open another rare item never before shown on the stream from my secret stash. Choco Loco says, just want to say hi. Hi, thank you for coming to hang out. Again, the Japanese beverage of the night tonight was New Water. New Water Zero specifically. 0 calories, 0 sugar. It tastes a lot like a mix of Pocari Sweat and Gatorade. And I really enjoyed it. I crushed it. I was super thirsty. When you talk a lot on stream, you get really thirsty. So this was great. And I'm excited to pick up some more Japanese beverages to share on stream. Cognito says, I think you're talking about this. This is not a painting. This is a photo of the painted up kit. Yeah, it's insanely detailed. Insanely detailed. I'm just gonna go up in the chat and see if I missed anything. And I think that's about it, you guys. So I think I am gonna wind down for the evening. But thank you. Oh, I forgot to turn off this LED. It's still going. There we go. Have I ever had gokuri? At least I think that's how it's spelled. Yeah, I have had that, Elk Lady. The grapefruit gokuri is my favorite one. There was like a grapefruit one. If you're talking about the one by, I think it's made by Suntory. I really enjoy that drink. It's been hard for me to find lately outside of Japan, but I really enjoy that drink. But yeah, no more super chats. that is gonna be the end of the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you again to Elk Lady for the super chat. I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. It helps me afford all this stuff that I'm importing from Surugaya from Japan. But yeah, it's really fun to hang out, and I hope to be back with some new videos soon. Like I said, working on a weathering video, I have a lot of videos planned. It's just been really, really busy for me lately. Um, just life stuff has been getting in the way of me just sitting down and banging out some extra new videos. But weathering is coming. I have a Shenmue video coming that I really want to work on. I have a game room tour that I owe you guys. Um, so there's a lot of stuff that I want to do. Um, and yeah, that's going to do it for the stream. Thanks so much as always for coming to hang out and chatting. And if you're not already in the Discord, join the Discord, come hang out and chat there. Like I always say, if you want to see exclusive videos, check out the members section of the channel. I think it's just like $2 or $3 a month, and you get access to a bunch of exclusive videos. And I did one exclusive live stream there as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next live stream or video. All right. Good night, everyone.